Namaste to all. A very, very beautiful Ved mantra which describes the secrets of karma philosophy in a very, very, two sentence mantra. The mantra is from Yajurved, 7th chapter, 48th mantra. The mantra is like this: Ko adat kasma adat kamo adat kama yadat kamo data kamaha prati grihita kamai tatte. So, first of all, God is answering a very, very deep philosophy here by way of question and answers. And also, here God says, Te etad. Te means who human beings. Etad, I am giving this upadesh to you. Listen carefully. And we must understand, we always get the upadesh of Almighty God, or the knowledge of Almighty God, or the advices of Almighty God, or the warnings of Almighty God only through an acharya. So even this mantra we must go to an acharya to listen, but unfortunately we have very less acharyas in this world today. So I am just trying to give the knowledge what I have listened from my acharya, just for you to understand the basics. But whatever you listen from me is a bookish knowledge only. It is not my experience, it is not my realization, but still you could get some inspiration. And probably out of 1,000 people, if 1,000 people listen to my audio video, maybe one or two can get inspired to search a real acharya, and then you may try to get succeed in your life. So that's why I create many videos on the Vedas. So here God says, Te etad, who human beings, I am giving you the advice, I am giving you the knowledge, please listen carefully. Ko adat. Ko adat means God is asking a question: who is the one who gives the result of the deeds? Kasmai adat, to whom the result of the deeds are awarded. So these are the two questions which we must understand. Of course we know the answer today, but let us understand the mantra. So the mantra says Kamah adat. So the first question is, who is the one who gives the result of the deeds? The answer is Kamah adat. That Almighty God. Kamaha means that Almighty God who is desired by Vairagyavan, who is desired by Rishi, is Munis, Yogis, Tapasvis. That Almighty God is the one who gives the result of the deeds. Kamaha adat. That's the answer for the first question. The next question is Kasmai adat, to whom the result of the deeds are awarded. God is answering Kamaya adat. See, the words are very, very similar. We can understand the meaning of the words only when we listen from an acharya. Here also I am talking to you from the book written by my acharya. So my acharya has explained this mantra very beautifully. Kamaya adat. So God is asking a second question: to whom the result of the deeds are awarded? I am giving the result of the deeds, but to whom? Kamaya, for those jivatmas who always desire. Jivatma always desire for anything. Some Jivatma desire for Almighty God, but most of the other Jivatma, they desire for happiness, they desire for sensual pleasure, they desire for materialistic benefits, they desire for money, they desire for property, they desire for anything else. So for those even a Jivatma which is not a human being, for example a lion or a tiger, they have their own desire for satisfying their sensual needs. So Kamaya adat. So Almighty God gives the result for all the Jivatma which has this inherent desire in them. Only few Jivatma amongst them, they have the desire to realize Almighty God, they have the desire to worship Almighty God. But most of us, most of the rest of the Jivatma, we have our own desires. So God gives the result to all the Jivatmas is the crux of this mantra. And further God says Kamaha data. Also God gives an indication here that Almighty God is always desired by yogis, is always desired by jnanis, tapasvis. So for them, data, I give all the happiness possible. That means I give them the highest happiness. I give them the bliss of moksha. I give them the enlightenment. I give them the escape from the birth and death cycle. Kamah data, he is the data, he is the giver of the highest happiness, which is moksha, to the yogis, to the vairagyavans, to the brahmacharis who worship Almighty God every day to realize Almighty God. So, and further, here the mantra says, Kamaha pratigrihita. So for the yogis, God gives the highest, moksha. But for the others, pratigrihita, God also gives. See, for example, we desire so many things. We are getting so many things in our life, but we don't desire Almighty God. But whatever we desire, for example, I am desiring to buy a very expensive car, and I am working very hard. I get the result for that. I get the result for my hard work, and I finally buy the car. So God not only gives the bliss of moksha to the yogis, He also gives the needs for the other normal jivatmas. Whatever we desire, we attain in our life by our own hard work, of course. But God gives everything in this universe. This is an indication that God is the giver of everything, but we are lost in everything. We are not seeking Almighty God. Only those people who seek Almighty God will get the bliss of moksha. Otherwise, we will get our own desire satisfaction, but this desire will again take us into the birth and death cycle. Because of my own desire in the materialism, I am forgetting Almighty God, and when I don't worship Almighty God, I again go back into the cycle of birth and death. Because God is the one who gives the result of the deeds. So I desired materialism, I desired sensual pleasure. So Jivatma can get sensual pleasure even in animal birth, even in other births. So God will give only those births to us. So that is the secret we must understand. Te etad. This is a very big secret. Who human beings, you must understand that if you desire for me, you will get me, you will get the bliss of enlightenment. But if you don't desire me, but if you desire only materialism, if you desire only sensual pleasures, those things also will be awarded to you in the different births, but you don't require a human body for those. You will get the other births also. So here we must understand one more thing. None of our karma goes wasted, because God never misses any of our karma. God is present everywhere. God says in Yajurved, Ishavasyam idam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat. He is present inside us. He is present inside the universe. He watches even our thoughts. So even if we have a bad thinking in our mind, God will give the result of that bad thoughts. Mansa vacha karmanah. Even if we do not do a deed, but the deed is done by thinking also, God will give us punishment for the sinful deeds, and God will award happiness for the pious thoughts, pious deeds. So this we must understand. None of our deeds goes wasted. None of our deeds goes unwatched, because Almighty God is supreme judge. Almighty God is almighty. He is always watchful. He is always watching us. So we must try to do Vedic Shubh Karma. If we do Vedic Shubh Karma, what will happen? We will desire Almighty God. If we desire Almighty God, God gives the moksha to us. That is also clarified in this mantra. I hope you understood. Thank you so much. Namaste. Om.